Brazil, some will say Lazil. Some will say Lazil. They need help. They need assistance. And I'm not sure whether Ancelotti is the answer. You see, these last few days of my vacation, they're very special. They're very important because, I've been working hard, overworking, insomnia, all that kind of stuff. So I didn't want my vacation to be broken, but it has to be broken because the whole point of an emergency hangout is drop everything you're doing. We have to talk. We have to talk. So an emergency hangout doesn't give a damn whether you're on vacation or whether you're getting a legal Thai massage. It doesn't matter. We have to talk. We have to have a conversation. We have to have a conversation. So Brazil got murked. And there's now a fallout of them getting murked. But I think this video is looking at the fallout, the Ancelotti thing, but also really just talking about this on a larger level because, guys, this is bad. That's why I've got these jerseys up in this piece. And I will be referring to these jerseys in this video. Get a meal, get a drink because we're going to go in. No Diddy. No Diddy. We're going to go in. No Diddy. First off, so the Brazilian Federation are seriously considering a managerial change as now Dorival Jr.'s position is under review. Hell yes, if you lose 4-1. The dream targets for July would be Carlo Ancelotti again. But no negotiations are taking place now. It also depends on Real Madrid. Here's the thing. So what is the logic of getting Don Carlo? Coaches Vinny, coaches Endrick, coaches Rodrigo. His philosophy is conducive and works well in tandem with the Brazilian philosophy, which we'll get into. So he's worked under Rodrigo, Vinny. He works with Endrick, Vinny, and Rodrigo. His philosophy goes hand in hand with the Brazilian philosophy. So ergo E equals MC squared. Hey, he'll be a great fit. But I need to let people know that the beauty of football is that it's complicated. 1 + 1 does not equal 2. I hope it does. But in football, 1 + 1 does not equal 2. Miss Smallwood, baby! Sharp Smallwood, baby! But Miss Smallwood, she's overrated. She's overrated. And she's my girl. She will always be my girl. But Miss Smallwood, C-sets maths, chill, relax. Let me cook. It's not as easy as, Vinny and Rodrigo look great with him. Therefore, they will look great with him if he coaches them for Brazil. Last I checked, I don't think Bellingham is Brazilian. Last I checked, I don't think Fede Valverde is Brazilian. Last I checked, I don't think Camavinga is Brazilian. Last I checked, I don't think Dani Carvajal is Brazilian. Last I checked, I don't think they've got Luka Modric. Like one team has Dani Carvajal, another team has Wesley's Theory in the fullback position. That's the difference that we're dealing with here. So Ancelotti now has to realize that, these are different players with different viewpoints. And this is international football. Now, I'll give you this though. Ancelotti's managerial style, I think, works well for international football. You see, someone like a Pep Guardiola, I don't think would work well for international football, just based on how much he micromanages and how detail-oriented his tactics are. But for someone that is much more about a blueprint, man management, I think that Ancelotti would work well for international football where you have less time and you need to be more tactically flexible within that paradigm of international football. But I don't think this is going to work. And call me crazy, I'm one of those guys who have said that there should be a rule. I'm playing the Nigerian national team. the manager should be Nigerian. I'm playing the Indian national team, the manager should be Indian. I'm playing the England national team, the manager should be English. I'm playing the Paraguay national team, the manager should be Paraguayan. I'm playing the Japanese national team, the manager should be Japanese. That's the whole point of international football. That I'm facing your players, your manager, your coaches, your staff, your federation. So don't give me the thing of, well, there are no good Brazilian managers. Find the best one and cook. Because this is not club football. It can be whomsoever. It's the United Colors of Benetton. What's it called? Pride. Club football is Pride Month. Club football is Pride Month. Whatsoever, whoever, wherever you come from, what's up? Pride Month, baby. International football is heterosexual. Okay, look. International football is heterosexual. Okay, look. International football, I feel, should be. International football should just be. International football, you should be from where you are. So if I'm facing Colombia, I want the Colombian manager. If I'm facing France, I want the French manager. That's what I want. So, and beyond that, I get it. I've heard the dialogue. I've been reading online. I've been hearing what people are saying. Brazilian coaches are not great. Let's go back. You see, I was gonna go here, but you see, I'm gonna tease here. Do you know who the manager was for this team? Guess. Time's up. The manager is drumroll. Luis Felipe Scolari. And why is Felipe Scolari so popular? He won the World Cup for Brazil as a manager. He took Portugal to the Euros final in 2004 where they lost to Greece. But he also was a manager for a very famous game. Do you know which game that was? Think. Hey! He was manager there. 7-1. So, what I'm trying to say is, you don't need like a top tier manager. You need the right manager. Let me say it again in case that went over your heads. In international football, you don't need the best manager. You just need the right manager. Scaloni is from the road. And I mean that with all due respect. He's from the road. Nobody is putting Scaloni in the same stratosphere as Pep, Mourinho, Lippi, Arrigo Sacchi, Ancelotti, or any of the greats that have been managers. Nobody's putting Scaloni in that conversation and so forth. So Scaloni is not the best manager in the world. He's not the best manager of his generation. But he's the right manager at the right time for this Argentina team. And that is what international football is about. The right manager at the right time. So for Brazil, go and find who the right... And it may not be Dorival Jr. Now, I think the issues are deeper than Dorival, but he's part of the issue because some of those tactics are wild. But I do feel that there is a manager in Brazil who I feel is the right manager for this team, but we're going to get there because it goes beyond the manager. So let's cook. Let's cook. So guys, I told you this is going to be a long bit because I've been waiting to do this video for a long time because guys, I've not been able to sleep. I was texting my big bro I sent to my big brother, like, bro, like, what's wrong? What's happening? Like, I said, bro, like, we're living in a world where, you know, we grew up idolizing Brazil. We grew up where Brazil was a big thing. And I told you, if you don't believe me or not, I have Brazilian roots on my mom's side. And my mom keeps telling me stories about my Uncle Santos and my Uncle Cosmas, who were like football crazy. And she says that a big reason why you have been so obsessed with football are through your Uncle Santos and Uncle Cosmas, who these guys would go crazy when they watch football. Now, obviously, I think they died before I was old enough to know them. So that whole thing of what Brazil meant to football and how important they were to football was huge. So I was saying to my big brother, bro, how are we living in a world where Brazil, these guys are trash? And my brother was like, look at the makeup of the team, look at the players. And my brother has been saying to me numerous times that football is dead. I said, shout out to you. It's your work. It's what you do. But my brother is like, and I learned everything from my two big bros. Both of them are like, football is dead. so a world where Brazil are trash, no, football is dead. And it's been dead for a long time. But that's besides the point. This was bad. This was bad. And do you know what's so crazy? In ways, and people may think I'm crazy for saying this, but just walk with me. In ways, this was just as bad, if not worse, than 7-1. You see, 7-1 was like a jolt to the system. It was like, whoa, we did not see that happening. And there was no real build-up to that. And it was just like, bro, we just saw something super wild. But this, though, is, because I'll be real with you, I will bet money down. No Neymar, no Thiago Silva. Take that 7-1 team. They will destroy and decimate these losers. 100%. That 7-1 team that didn't have Neymar, that didn't have Thiago Silva, they would destroy and decimate these clowns. Because this is the worst Brazil team I've ever seen since watching Brazil since the mid-90s. Since the mid-90s. All those Copa Americas, those friendlies, those World Cups, all those games since the mid-90s, this is by far the worst I've ever seen Brazil. And what made it worse is your rivals. I think they said that it's been about 60 years since they've been beaten this badly, but it wasn't the scoreline. It just wasn't the scoreline. It was the nature of the defeat, because sometimes the scoreline doesn't actually tell the tale of the tape. If you watch that game, that was a 7-1. That was an 8-1. Argentina had already qualified. They'd already qualified. Brazil were a team that needed to win to try to make sure they can qualify automatically and not have to do the lottery of a playoff. So they needed to win. Argentina, they didn't need to win. But Argentina knew that, oh no, this is Brazil. Oh, we're at the crib. And no matter what, playoff, friendly, exhibition, whenever we play Brazil, we have to defeat them, because this is one of the oldest, fiercest rivalries in football. So Argentina were always going to play at 100%, whether they qualified or not. But it just makes it worse that they didn't need to win. They'd already qualified for the World Cup, and they Korean barbecued and char grilled Brazil. It was a char grilling. So let's go back. You see, the last time Brazil were Brazil was this 2002. That's the last time that Brazil were Brazil. And what made this team Brazil? You see, a key thing we're missing here, and I'm going to call it's called the second guy theorem. It's a second guy theorem. So what is the second guy theorem? The second guy theorem is Brazil always have that superstar, a main superstar. But then there's that second guy that on his own, he's amazing. So from 98, Brazil knew that, oh, we have a phenomenon, which is Ronaldo Nazario. And again, you guys may be too young, but I remember seeing that 21-year-old wreak havoc at that 98 World Cup. And as 21 years old, even if he didn't do what he did in the final, everyone knew that, oh no, he was the best player. And even building up to the final, grown defenders were frightened of him. Grown men were frightened of a 21-year-old. Because people were like, bro, Do you know what this guy is capable of doing? We are witnessing a true phenomenon, a one-man wrecking ball. See, these were back in the days when you feared players. Nobody is feared now. People are respected. Players are revered. Players are not feared. Ronaldo was feared. If you were a defender, you were afraid of him. Second guy theorem. Do you know who Rivaldo is? And so in '98, Ronaldo was the best player of that World Cup. He was. Now, Davosuke scored the most goals. France was a great team. The best player was Nazari. He was the best player. Hence why they had to poison him in the final. But Rivaldo wasn't too far off. Rivaldo wasn't too far off. So you could argue Rivaldo was maybe the second or third best player. World Cup '02. Nazari was the top scorer. He came clutch, said what's up in the two biggest games, semi and final. But the best player was Rivaldo. That's the best player at that '02 World Cup was Rivaldo. And that is the second guy. So that's the second guy theorem. That the second guy is an amazing player in and of himself. And we can talk about, and I can have like a 30-minute video about what this guy did on a weekly basis for Barcelona with Louis van Gaal. Who's the second guy in his Brazil team? So we know Neymar. Is the second guy Vini? Rodrigo? Rafinha? Rivaldo is 100 times the player that Vini is, Rodrigo is, and Rafinha is. That's the problem. Rafinha, Rodrigo, and Vini combined cannot lace the shoelaces of Rivaldo. And that's the issue. Second guy theorem. The second guy theorem, where the second to the superstar has to be outstanding and amazing. There is no second guy in his current Brazil team. So without that second guy theorem, you can't function. Zico, Socrates. Romario, Bebeto. Pele, Garrincha. The second guy theorem. So let's go even further back. Now, 1982. So basically, I used to have this World Cup. This World Cup VHS. Take VHS that just showed you the history of the World Cup, and I used to watch this every day. I told you I was a bit of a weird kid. So literally every day, I'll just watch this World Cup thing that just showed you the history of the World Cup goals. And it is known, and I knew this since I was young, that the best team to never win the World Cup was the 1982 team. As in, if you look at just the level of football that they played, it was in a whole other level. And everybody's going to know this is easily the best team so I've never won the World Cup. And shout out to your boy Zico. So when they lost to Italy, who ended up winning the World Cup, I believe beating West Germany in the final, the thought was, okay, Jogo Bonito obviously isn't how to win. So we now have to change our theory. So that loss of saying that, how can we play such good football and still lose? The theory was, no, we have to be effective and have a balance between Jogo Bonito and being effective and pragmatic. Thus, the 94 team was born. Shout out to boy Romario in the back. And that 1994 team was very different from the 1982 team and very different from the 1970 team, where there was a bit of flair here and there, but it was more pragmatic, it was more surgical, and it was based purely on being effective. And they had the superstar in Romario, where Romario, he's not going to be the definitive guy, So if you can go onto YouTube, look at his goal against Sweden. I think that was a semi-final. Stupid goal. And only Romario, with how psychologically advanced he was, could score a goal like that. So, again, '02 happened, blah, blah, blah. Then '06 happened. So based on the success of '02, they're like, Jogo Bonito is back, and we're now trying to relive the dream of 1980-82. But then '06 happened based on the success of '02, and Zidane single-handedly said, "What's up?" So based on because the most talented team to not win a World Cup was our 016. Pick Dino, pick Kaka, Robinho, Ronaldo Nazario, pick Adriano, Gino Pernambucano, Cafu, Roberto Carlos. The team was stupid. The talent on that team was stupid. So when they didn't win, and the manner of how they lost to Zidane, guys, just side note, guys, did you hear all those names that I mentioned? All the names I mentioned, and one man named Zidane beats that team. I thought, guys, like, don't mess with my goats, please. I'm begging you, please, please, don't mess with my goats, please. I'm just begging you. So where are we at? Dunga came in, didn't pick Ronaldinho, stupidly. They thought that, let's play Catenaccio, which was the opposite of the Brazilian theorem. They came up against Netherlands and they got beat 2-1. So, identity crisis. Okay, that doesn't work. Let's go back to not being flair. Now, the thing about 2014 is this. 2014 was weird because you have to first go back to 2013. So 2013 was the Confederations Cup, where because people think that the downfall of Spain began against Netherlands in that first game with the crazy Van Persie header. It really began in the Confederations Cup final, where Brazil beat Spain, and the manner of how they beat Spain, with Fred, I believe, dropping a two-piece and Neymar scoring a stupid goal with his left foot. So when you just saw how they beat Spain, playing the old school Brazil way, the notion was, we're back. Let's cook. Let's have a meal. Let's cook. And here's the thing. If Neymar and Thiago Silva had played in this game, they still lose. Maybe 4-1. Maybe 4-1 or 5-1 or even 4-2. Brazil have never recovered from this. This was when that jersey, you see the jersey behind me? This is when that jersey lost its fear factor. And people can joke about Brazil have never recovered from this moment. They never have. Because we still can't explain what happened. And this was such a shock, such an embarrassment, that Brazilian football has never been able to get around this. They've never been able to. So I think that at this moment, because you can chat. Okay, so what was the exact moment in which everything started? It was this. Yes, you saw 2018, they're trying to do something 2022, but Brazil, there was a Brazil before 7-1 and Brazil after 7-1. Brazil before 7-1 was, we still respect them. Even in 2010, we're like, no, it's still Brazil. After this, even when they pulled up in 2018, it was like, it's not the same. And slowly and gradually, they've just been eroding away. Slowly and gradually, they've just been eroding away. But this was the start. And guys, we've got to keep it real. So remember the second guy theorem. You see, Neymar is this Brazil's version of Nazario or Zico or Pele, where he's a star. He's a superstar. But who is the second guy? Who is Neymar's Rivaldo? Neymar's Garrincha? Neymar's Socrates? Neymar's Bebeto? It ain't Vinny. It ain't Rafinha. It ain't Rodrigo. So the issue you have here is this is literally a one-man team. And that's not how Brazil works. Brazil have a superstar and a second guy who is amazing in and of himself. And what you're having is neither Vini, Rodrigo, or Rafinha have stepped up to the place the way that Rivaldo did, the way that Bebeto did, the way that Garrincha did. So you have a notion where this team is Neymar or bust. A whole Brazil is Neymar or bust. Brazil are guys where even Dan Nelson can cook. Okay, even in 02, Ronaldinho was the third guy. Think about that. In 2002, Ronaldinho was the third wheel behind Ronaldo and Rivaldo. So we've gone from Ronaldinho being the third wheel to Cunha, Joseph Linton. The downgrade is crazy. So there's no point in doing this video, but because it's about how do we solve this? How do we solve this? I feel this is what I believe. You just have to stick through it. This is just a bad generation. Now, hold up. Maybe Vini will grow into it. Maybe Rafinha will grow into it. But do you know why I say that's no? Pele, Nazario, Rivaldo, Dino, Kaká, all these guys hit the ground running. So there was no a case of, okay, bro, Ronaldo Nazario in his first World Cup was the best player. And they had to poison him to stop him. Dino's first World Cup was 02. And we know what he did in 2002. Churchill can tell you himself. We know what Pele did as a 16-year-old. Did you see what Neymar was doing in 2014? That was Neymar's first World Cup with the preaching the hype. And look at how he was cooking and carrying that team. Those bombs in his first World Cup. So there is nothing of, they will grow into it, they will learn. No. If you don't hit the ground running, maybe you're just not that dude. Maybe you're just not that dude. So maybe it's a case of this generation ain't it. And could Endrick be it? Could it be Esteval? Do we not have to wait until the 2030 crew and the 2034 crew? Because I'm telling you this right now, guys. No. I don't know what those odds were that they were showing. Brazil are not sniffing a World Cup. Brazil are not sniffing. They're not coming close to a World Cup. It's not happening. So that dream of Neymar finally winning that World Cup and justifying his greatness and his potential, that's not happening. Those losers I saw, no. It's not happening. It's not happening. That's the reality. So Carlo ain't gonna save these guys. It ain't gonna be him. Bringing Pep isn't gonna be him. This goes beyond being a manager. International football is about personnel. And the reason why I love international football is that it comes down to you. International football is about who are you as a guy. You see, club football, you can hide behind tactics, strategy, buying the right players, buying the right system. International football, who are you? Because it's not, international football is not actually about football. It's 10% football and 90% personality, character. When do you wake up? When do you have your meal? What do you think about life? What are your philosophies on life? What are your beliefs? It's purely about personality. And the issue is these Brazilian players, there's no personality. They're talented. They're not these guys. Because, see, Nazario, Romario, they had a personality. Because they understood their assignment. They understood that, no. Yes, my talent is there, But I have to apply myself, guys. Please go watch what Nazario did in O2. That had nothing to do with talent. In O2, Nazario was like, "Oh no, I'm here to win the World Cup." Okay, no, I'm just look. I'm here to win the World Cup. Okay, so semi-final, boom, let's go. Like I have no time to be like, "Oh no, I'm here to deliver the World Cup now," because this is my rite of passage. I got poisoned in '98. Cool. I'm back after poisoning and my kneecap getting grenaded. I'm here to now deliver this World Cup. It's about personality. And these guys don't have that personality. So I don't care about your Champions Leagues, your UCL goals, your goals and assists, all your stats. I don't care. I don't care how you do for Real Madrid. Once you put on that shirt for Brazil, what you do for club doesn't mean jack squat. Going to deliver. And these guys have shown they're not delivering. So I'm sorry, 2026 World Cup is not happening. With these guys, so Neymar, at his age, has to carry these guys?